Alright, so today I'm doing a album review for Kenny Mason's new album, which is called Nine. This is my first time doing this kind of video, so just let me know if you like it or whatever, if you want me to do more like this, or anything that I should change. So Kenny Mason's Nine. I remember Kenny Mason the first time I heard him was hearing Angelic Hoodrat, which was, it was a good album, but not a lot of the songs clicked with me. And then Kenny Mason dropped Roughs in 2022, which was like one of my favorite albums of the whole year. And just such an underrated record, and I'll forever be singing its praises. And I'm waiting for it to drop on vinyl. He then dropped an EP that was called 3 that led into his tape, which was 6 last year, which I thought was really good. It had a really good feature from Project Pat, and just really good quality songs. And now here we are at the release of 9. So to start, we have Jump In, which is a fun, soulful looping sample that's got this plucky guitar melody. Kenny talks about his experiences and his growth being in the streets of Atlanta, and his growth in being street smart as well. Which then moves on to Easy Dub, which has this looping string section. It has a real menacing energy. Kenny's talking his shit. He wonders how high he can go before people start saying that he sold his soul, stuff like that. It has a really good feature from BabyDrill. I love his voice, and his flows are hard, and they fit really well on this menacing aura style song. Next is Feel It, which I love the instrumental on this one. It has a softer tone, but there's this sweet electric guitar riff on the chorus, and I think the pre-chorus of the song is really my favorite part. It's really catchy, and it still carries on that kind of confident energy. We then move on to For My, which has this ghosty kind of glitchy key instrumental. I love the part where Kenny does his this trembling voice on the first verse. It kind of reminds me of Kendrick's verse on You. I mean, it's a completely different context, but it kind of still has that same sound. This song also has a feature from V's, where he does this short, lazy flow that matches the tone of the song really well. We should then move on to Money Signs, which starts off with this distorted electric guitar that moves onto these blissful synths. Kenny talks about how he took risks and stayed true to himself, which is what got him into the position that he's in today. We move on to Us, which is probably my favorite song on the whole album. It starts with this drum fill that leads into this explosive electric guitar, and honestly an explosive performance from Kenny as well. I love the more acoustic sounding drums. The drums are definitely a highlight on this song. And Kenny, he's just shouting on the chorus, and this kind of song is my favorite favorite style of Kenny Mason song, where he really delves into the trap metal sound. I'm a really big fan of artists like City Morgue. I really enjoyed Pink Tape, which a lot of people didn't like, but it still had that kind of more trap metal aesthetic. I wish there was more moments like this on the album, but for what we got, it was really good. We then move on to Slip, which is this dreamy instrumental and distant and echoey performance from Kenny. He says, "I know all things must come down once it's time," and he talks about the masks like jewelry and drugs that he uses to cover up the struggles that he's going through. And this is the first real sign of vulnerability. He's talking to somebody in the song, telling them that he isn't comfortable being alone, and he's not capable of seeing the wrong things that he does. At the end of the song, Toro Imoy, I always fuck up saying that name, has an outro, which honestly I could take it or leave it. I'm not a huge fan of the outro, but the rest of the song is it's really good. It's up there. It's one of the better songs for me personally. We then move on to Chosen, nearing the end of this album, which kind of brings back a more positive mindset. I really enjoyed the instrumental on this one. There's this lovely vocal chop in the background that really transcends this song into another plane. And finally, there's Luminous, which is the last song, which is another soulful sample, just like the first song. The song is really like a full circle moment, where, you know, again, Kenny's talking about how, he's talking about his past and his experiences. He talks about how he went to art school and he moved on to that, to the streets, where he actually got shot, which changed his perspective on life, which was then when he got into rap, forming his group with House 9, which was a collective that he was a part of. And like I said, it's a really full circle moment where it's really similar to this first song, and I think it goes really well. Even sonically, it's kind of similar to the first song. Just ties the whole album up with, you know, a big bow tie. This album exudes a lot of confidence. The production is quite fun, and Coop always kills it. I'm kind of struggling to remember a time where Kenny and Coop didn't even work together. I feel like right now, some of the songs are just alright. They're not very interesting, but, you know, they're fun to listen to when they're on. And this album isn't doing anything new or different to what we're used to from Kenny. I just think, you know, it's a decent, short, and sweet quality record. I don't know if a ranking system works for this, because your opinion of music changes over time. But for now, I'll give it like roughly between a 7 and an 8 for me. You know, it's nothing superb, but I think, you know, it's just a really good quality album. Okay, that was, you know, the first time I'm doing anything like this. Let me know if I should do more of these, and, you know, let me know if there's any specific new albums you want me to cover, or even old albums. I'm, you know, open to any suggestions. So yeah, thank you.